Sweeney was a game-changing crime show featuring no-nonsense flying squad cops played by John Thaw and Dennis Waterman.
The job of the flying squad was really to prevent large-scale robbery, armed robbery. That all lent itself to an action environment.
Listen, there's a level crossing about 2 miles up here. If we don't stop them there, it's straight on to Basingstoke.
Yeah, it was super exciting. It was great. All the car chases, the drama, the punch-ups. I mean, that you didn't get that in Z cars.
Get your vest on, Sid. You're neat.
Yeah, you're knit. You're knit. I love that show.
Shot entirely on location, this was a new approach to making a TV drama series.
Prior to the Sweeney, the convention was that most popular drama was made in television studios. It was quite theatrical.
Are you sure he's up there?
Long speeches and so on.
Kennedy!
When the prospect of making the Sweeney on film came about, I felt very strongly that it was an opportunity to make it more cinematic in effect.
In 1978, allegations of police corruption were rife.
Certain officers were bribed to give perjured evidence.
Do what?
And the year's most popular drama would reflect that, in a show where it was sometimes hard to tell who were the villains and who were the police.
What we got in there, son? Plates.
Viewing figures topped the 19 million mark in 1978.
What happens if they won't see us? Of course they will.
But that year would also see its fourth and final series.
Embarrassing if they won't know.
The Sweeney still had some surprises up its polyester sleeve, though. Like a cameo from these two, who'd recently left the BBC for ITV London outfit Thames,
Good evening.
who made the Sweeney.
We're police officers. Wonder if we could have a quick word with Mr. Morse and Mr. Wise when the show's finished.
Eric and Ernie's appearance of the Sweeney came about purely because Dennis Waterman and John Thaw were guest stars on a Morecambe and Wise Christmas show. And at the end of it, John Thaw said to my father, "We've been on your show, would you come on ours?" It starts out quite serious. It's quite nasty, actually. I thought it was one of the harder episodes. And it ends up at a Keystone Cops with Eric and Ernie, I think, throwing fish out the back of a lorry.
I couldn't stand up straight on the set, I was always corpsing. And Eric and Ernie knew that, I mean, they were quite wicked, really, because they knew all they had to do was say something, we'd all fall about laughing.
How are you? I'm Eric. Come in and lie down. This is Ernie. He's with Interpol. Yes,
I'm Detective Inspector Regan.
Oh, yes.
This is my colleague,
Colombo, I've seen him. Gets a headache in the film. What's about that?
Detective Sergeant Carter.
And you can see, particularly Dennis Waterman, his face is just going, and he makes himself look like he's laughing at what's going on in the storyline.
No, I won't take up any more time than is necessary.
You're leaving, are you? Well, it's been a pleasure knowing you.
Yeah. But you kind of know it's not. He's just laughing because it's Eric and Ernie being silly around him.
What are you doing on the 25th of this month? A police concert?